Hello, traders. Cousin Vinny coming to you from theclosingprint.com, June 29th, 2025. In this edition of your weekend video newsletter, we'll discuss all of the indices, S&P 500, Qs, and the New York FANG Index hitting all-time highs, with NVIDIA surging nearly 10%. This leaves us with 16 bullish indicators, 3 neutral and 1 bearish to start the week. Considering how the markets reacted on Friday, we should be aware that headline news is still relevant as we enter the month of July. On Friday, headlines came out around 12:35 that negotiations with Canada hit a snag, and we saw the index turn over, with hedging flows, the purple line, dropping, turning back up around 255 for a nice rally into the close. The point being, the markets are still affected by headline news. S&P cash did test 6190, got rejected, and turned back down, hitting support at 6130 on Friday. As a result, the S&P 500 pushed to new all-time highs. 6,200 is resistance, gaining 28% from the April 7th low. RSI rising, showing strength of trend, volume increasing, MACD and stochastics turning up, giving us a bullish signal for Monday, albeit at extremes. The Qs also had similar performance, with the Qs rising more than 4% for the week, while the New York FANG Index added 6%, with bullish candles every single day of the week. RSI is showing muscle, MACD crossing up, stochastics is embedded. Looking forward to Monday. We also made a note that the small cap index, the Russell 2000, is the most shorted it's been in several years. It too making a new high, back above the 200-day moving average, with 6 of 9 small cap sectors closing above the 21-day moving average. Consumer discretionary, financials, and industrials all surging higher, with the potential for the index to outperform in the short term. Finally, we have the New York Stock Exchange, new highs minus new lows, forging ahead with a bullish signal. Advanced decline is rising to new highs, and the index also making new all-time highs. 5 green elder sticks last week indicate that we could see a follow-through into the July 4th holiday. That said, with VIX retreating, there is a possibility we could see a pop in volatility this week as we have the JP Morgan collar rolling on Monday and a holiday-shortened week closing on Thursday. Bonds also gave us a bullish signal, with junk bonds rising, breaking a downtrend that started back in September 2024. With yields also moving lower, this is good for small cap equities. With gold and silver also pulling back, showing the safety trade is no longer a big concern to institutions, taking profits as price action drops back down through the 50-day moving average. With crude oil dropping dramatically after a successful attack on Iran's nuclear facilities set the country back years, according to the administration, while copper rose. The latter is a leading economic indicator. When it's rising, that forecasts bullish activity in the construction-related industries, leading us with bullish signals from bonds, currencies, and commodities. Sector strength is giving us a bullish signal. We have XLP, XLY ratio turning upward. That's telling us that institutions have become more bullish, a complete contrast to the 2022 bear market where this ratio turned lower, with all sectors above their 20 and 50-day moving average except for consumer staples and healthcare. Retail and consumer discretionary continue to rise. Exactly what you want to see when institutions have a bullish sentiment. We have many stocks advancing last week, looking like they could follow through from the IBD 50, as well as a scan from the Bollinger Band squeeze setup. All of those indicating a follow through is likely. Strength of trend. Many international ETFs also pushed higher. So if you're not just into the US, you can also check out the international markets for candidates, like the All World ACWI, SANS US. Most countries looked very strong, pushing higher. Germany, in particular, surged to new highs. On above average volume, MACD is turning, so Germany is most likely going to continue and break out. The trend is up. The 50-day is up and to the right. Price is above the 20-day. RSI rising, showing persistent strength. Stocks from the heavy construction group also looking very strong. Remember, we're about to build out the electrical grid to accommodate the needs of AI in the future. AGX moving back above its 20-day moving average after dipping below. Looks like it could follow through. Volume above average, MACD turning. Looking for AGX and the heavy construction industry group to continue this week. RSI's turning back up, indicating strength returning to the stock. Axon Industries, body cams, and other components used by the police and security continue to see a follow through. Axon rising above its bullish 21-day and 50-day moving averages. RSI rising. Volume above average on Friday. MACD turning. Looking for a follow through. Consumer finance. Dave breaking out to new highs. RSI rising. Volume above average. MACD turning. A common theme to start the week. NVIDIA rising more than 10% last week. Chips look good. Look for the follow through. Volume above average, MACD crossing. Look for these chip stocks to continue higher as well. AMD, strong. 20-50-day cross back in May. Continues. Marvell, rising. On semiconductor, trending. Lam Research, Broadcom, all of these are bullish. ARM Holdings, big surge last week. 20-50-day sharply up and to the right, volume increasing, showing institutions are active. MACD rising, showing the bulls are in control. RSI showing muscle. The big banks also showing lots of strength last week. JP Morgan continues to populate the watch list every week. Volume above average. Friday we saw a little bit of selling. We'll see if that follows through. We also saw some selling in Palantir, which could be a problem this week, so we'll keep an eye on Palantir. Rambus, 20-50-day cross back in early May. Looking for the follow through. RSI rising. Volume above average on Friday. Looking for a retest of all-time highs. Defense stocks like Howmet continues higher, breaking out to new all-time highs. Extreme volume on Friday, MACD turning. Raytheon with the bounce. 20 days, almost a straight line. 60 degrees off a horizontal. RSI rising. Very bullish action on Thursday and Friday. Looking for Raytheon to continue. Coupang, retail discretionary, also broke out of a 3-week tight pattern, pushing off the 20-day moving average on above average volume Thursday and Friday. MACD cross, RSI showing muscle. Most of these stocks from the Bollinger Band Keltner TTM squeeze, all looking very strong. ABDE. Beazer Homes, big base, looks like it's going to break out. Solar stocks also followed through last week. Watch Canadian Solar, First Solar, and Enphase, among others. The rails also showing strength. CSX trending along its 20-day. Defense ETFs, DFEN, breaking out. EVEX, a $6 stock, breaking higher last week. International stocks like Italy, EWI, Bollinger Band, TTM squeeze, RSI rising, volume increasing, MACD and stochastics turning up. EWU, the UK, squeezing, volume increasing on Friday. Look for a follow through this week. Halmet, previously mentioned, breakout on huge volume last week on Friday. ITA, another defense ETF, breaking higher. Lincoln Education, tight Bollinger Bands. So many stocks looking very similar, looking for a follow through as the S&P makes new all-time highs. Those IBD 50 names look really strong. Affirm, ARM Holdings, Axon, Celestica, Comfort Systems, trending along its 20-day. DoorDash, breaking higher on above average volume. So many stocks breaking out last week. Netflix surging to new highs, along with NVIDIA. These two performing very well. Note the Bollinger Band squeeze. Volume looks good. MACD stochastics rising. RSI showing strength. NVIDIA, same picture. Surging just shy of 10% on the week. Echoing what we might see this week as well. Okay, traders, that's going to do it for me. This is Cousin Vinny coming to you from theclosingprint.com with your weekend video newsletter for June the 29th, 2025. Remember, we've got 16 bullish indicators. 3 are neutral and 1 is bearish to start the week. We have a bullish signal. Resistance is 6,200. With that in mind, I'll send out a watch list later tonight around 12 midnight on the East Coast, around 9 o'clock on the West Coast, so be sure to check your inbox for that. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Take care, and we'll see you in the morning. Ciao.